Hello, welcome, everyone. Oh my goodness, y'all. I am so excited again about this one. Hey, ladies, welcome back to the show. I am your host, Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color. And it is my mission and my movement to put more women of color and Black women in leadership roles and positions of power. And this is my mission and my movement because when we are in positions of power, we change the world. We help our communities. We give more in. So I am coming live to you all every week, Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you have not, be sure, if you're watching me on LinkedIn, be sure to follow and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe because I'm going to be giving tips on how to land leadership roles while enjoying your life, right? And then next month, I'm going to be doing a whole series on how to land these six-figure roles. So y'all stay tuned. You definitely want to be a part of this show and continue. Y'all, I have been loving the engagement. I got to be sure I check my phone too, you guys, because that's where I can see a lot of the comments. Hey, is it Oida? And let me know how it's pronounced. Thank you. Oh, you got the email reminder? I'm so happy. That is something we just started doing, was like sending out the reminders, you guys. So thank you. I'm glad you could make it. Let me know where you all are joining in from. Y'all know I am originally from Baltimore, so you're going to hear my Baltimore swag. I'm currently in Texas, loving it, right? But let me know when you're all are joining in from. And today we have a special topic about career life integration. This is something I coined. I like this better. Oida. Okay, thank you. Thank you for help. Thank you for giving me the correct pronunciation of that. This is something that I kind of coined because work life balance was like non-existent. I didn't know what that was. And to me, balance makes me feel like I'm on a tightrope and like any tilt and I'm falling off. And I used to feel like that in my life and career. And I see way too many Black women and women of color feeling this way, feeling like if I move up, I have to sacrifice my time, my life, my family, my relationships. And it's simply not true. That may be how others choose to work. So if you have examples like, well, the executive in my job, he does this, and this, that is their choice. Because I can tell you, I see leaders and executives all day who control their day, control their career, maybe working from home one day, coming in the office and next, maybe one day they work in 2 hours, the next maybe it's 10. This is their choice. They're integrating. In fact, the higher up you go, the more you advance your career, you actually have a lot more flexibility. Okay. You actually have a lot more flexibility. This is something I actually had a client come to me. Someone come to me. She actually became a client. She was like, Latrice, you travel more than anyone I know. I was like, really? I was like, and I'm running a multiple six-figure business. I'm the CEO and the coach of my business. And I am able to pick up my son from school. I'm able to spend quality time with my family. I'm able to have self-care and travel multiple times a year because I do this integration versus a balance. I want you all to think of it as more of like a harmony and a rhythm instead of I got to give each element of my life 100%. And keep in mind when we do that, most of the time, our family and friends and our lifestyle gets the short end of the stick. And we mostly go hard on that career, thinking that that's the path, that's our livelihood. And it's just simply not true. It's a means to an end that you can enjoy and be very satisfied in, but your job is not your life. And so what I have here, I don't know if you all can see this, but I go over this chart with my clients. And this is our career life integration model. And this is the old way. I'm going to try to move this a little closer, right? In the middle, you have career job. Everything was dictated around this. This is probably really how our grandparents lived, our parents lived. And probably for 2020, most of us thought that we had to live this way, where our job and our career was the center of our world, and everything else came around that. Like, when do you travel? When do you buy a house? What type of house you buy? Where you lived? Like, do y'all remember in 2019 when we had to live near our jobs, right? Like, I've been actually preaching this for years. of like it doesn't need to be this way, but most people thought it needed to be this way, right? Like your mental state was like dictated this, your identity. And when I say identity, I mean how many people somebody's like, "Hey, how are you doing? Who are you?" You introduce yourself and you start with, "I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor, I'm a like with your career as your identity, right? Instead of your name." And we all know those people. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's just but you should have your own identity separate from your career and your job. And your career can still have priority. It just needs to be doesn't need to be the center of your world. Okay? Because what happens, this method of like everything revolving around the career, what happens, we get burnt out. We don't make the money that we should. Other people and other things are dictating our career and our life. Our health is impacted. Our money is impacted. We have delayed gratification. And I actually heard somebody say, like, oh no, it's all the problem is people don't want delayed gratification and you have to wait 40, 50 years. I am not waiting 40, 50 years to feel gratitude, to feel gratification. That's just way too long. I need to live my life now. Even as a business, you guys, when I was a single mom and I had my two daughters, I used this, meaning I was like, I couldn't do the normal thing like everybody else. I had to come up with something different. So I'll show you all what I did. I had to put my life in the middle, right? I knew I wanted to buy a house. I knew like how much I wanted to travel. And I had two daughters that I was raising by myself. So what that meant was if I wanted to be there for their school, right? Pick them up from school, or if they had an event, I may have to come into work early or let my boss know I was leaving early. When my one daughter had a summer camp. She had this summer camp she wanted to go to at this college. And I worked in one state. So I worked in Maryland and lived in Pennsylvania, you guys. It wasn't too far. They're border states, but it was still a drive, especially with traffic. It could be from anywhere to 40 minutes to over an hour. My daughter was going to school, the summer camp, right, in the opposite direction, further in than where I had to go. And I could have been like, oh no, she can't do this. This isn't going to work. Or people like, what do you want me to do? Quit my job? I've had people give me some pushback on this. And I'm like, no, it is not about domination. It is about integration. Your career should not dominate your life. The choices shouldn't be either I can take my daughter to school or quit my job. That's not your choice. It's integration. And an integration looks like I was like, hey, my daughter needs to go here. I was like, hey, job, I created this schedule. I was like, I need to alter my schedule. I will come in late. I will stay a little later. I'll alter my lunch break, but I think it was like 3 days a week. I need to take my daughter here. Right. And it was a little back and forth negotiation, and they allowed that schedule. And I think I did that for like 3 months. Eventually we started carpooling and it was a lot easier. But that's just an example of integration versus domination. You don't need to have one piece dominate. You can integrate. Let me know if you are like, okay, Latrice, I get the integration, right? Because what this is about is your life, your desires being in the middle, and then you finding a career that in a job that supports that. And it may mean working towards it, yes, but what your values, your personal values, and your professional growth don't need to conflict. They can integrate, okay? So I wanted to show you all like a visual. This is kind of like I was like the new way, la la. If y'all know this is my Starbucks name. It's la la. But like I was like, okay, I want to live in Texas. I want to travel 4 times a year. I know what type of house I want to buy. Like I want to I want to like eat organic. I want to have a peaceful lifestyle. Okay, so in order to have all this, I'm thinking I need $120,000 salary. What that means is now for my career and job, I'm going to be looking at roles at 120,000 and above. This is how you use it and integrate it. What people do is they let their career or job dictate how much money they make and feel like they just need to work within that, knowing you're not satisfying your desires, you're not satisfying your lifestyle, and you're not satisfying your family and what you really want. There's ways to get this, right? All right. If you all have any questions, because I feel like it's a new concept, but and I have new way. but it's not, because once 2020 hit, I think so many people had a mindset shift of like, okay, wait a minute. My company can drop me in a second. I can, or my company has the capability to let me work remotely. Why then do I need to do it the old way and have everything revolve around them? And let me tell you all, if this is higher, if you're like, Latrice, but I need 200, I need 250. Guess what? I have clients making 200, 250, and they still have flexible schedules. They still can have everything they want. I just recently had a client get a $250,000 offer. She was unemployed for 13 months. And one of the things we worked on her confidence, having a statement, but also her lifestyle of like, okay, how can we maintain your lifestyle first? And you find a job or career that's going to fit within that. Because she also has kids. So this is how you would use this. I want to give you all some additional tips. I got my little note sheet right here. And if you are like, Latrice, I am loving this, right? And you want more, this is exactly what I teach in my Leadership Legacy program. I teach you how to be a leader in every aspect of your life and without sacrificing your lifestyle or your family. You can get an executive role. You can be a leader without the sacrifice. And what it demands is integration, not sacrifice. When you hear people say you need to sacrifice, you need to sacrifice, that's their choice. It's like, no, that's a choice. What it requires is integration. What it requires is for you to know your personal values. What it requires is for you to have the belief that you can achieve your professional goals, be a leader, be successful in your role, make 200K plus, and still have a safe, healthy, mentally safe, and healthy lifestyle for you and your family. Okay. Quick tips, and then I'm gonna hop off, you guys. And if you're like, hey, Latrice, I want more of this, I have a workshop. If you're interested in the leadership workshop, and it's called How to Advancing Your Career and How to Advancing Your Career and Build Executive Presence, just put leadership in the comments. I'm gonna put this in. Put leadership in the comments and we'll send you the link to that so you can get access to that. Okay. Here, I got it. Y'all know I got my notes. I done printed it out. I got jiggy with it. Okay, I wanted to tell you all the difference between number one, career life integration and balance. Again, integration means I'm integrating. There's not a dominating. That a balance is like, whoa, one or the other. No, it's not like, well, if I'm moving up in this, this must be like this. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay, you can integrate and you can have harmony in your career, in your life. You can advance in your career and still have harmony in your life. That's not to say you won't have peaks and valleys, but guess what? A lot of times they're more predictable. You know, when you have a project, you know, when your kids are getting out of school for summer break, or you know, when you're taking that girl's trip vacation, right? So it can be a little more predictable. Balance, y'all. I hate to say balance is a joke, but it's just integrate. I'm going to say this: integration is a lot more obtainable than balance. It's a lot easier and it's a lot more peaceful. Hey, Katisha, we're going to get you the link. Okay. So thank you for putting leadership in the comments. All right. Again, you guys, number two that I really wanted to talk about and make sure I give you all this tip is you want to start with your life first. Think about your lifestyle, right? And I want you all to think about some of these things. You can put them in the comments or you can just write it down. But think about your life and your lifestyle first. What is the lifestyle you desire? Okay. Do you want to live somewhere warm? Do you want to live somewhere cool? I know people like, I got allergies, Latrice. I can't be in this Texas heat, right? Or some people are like, hey, I've been cold up in sometimes it'd be cold. I love New York when I lived there, but it was cold. It'd be cold in the summer. Like, look, I want to move somewhere else. What is it that you desire? How often do you want to travel versus your company giving you 2 weeks off? Get straight on that, because let me tell you, there are companies out there that require their employees, like after 2 years, to take a month off. Like they're like, nope, it's a requirement. There are companies out there who are now doing unlimited PTO. And you want to make sure that you have a company that has the unlimited PTO, but actually lets their employees use it. Companies are starting to understand too that you need to integrate your life and your career. They don't want you burned out either, right? You're more productive when you are not burned out. You can think better when you are calm and peaceful and things are in harmony. Okay. So think about like your lifestyle. Where do you want to live? How often do you want to go on vacation? Even if it's a staycation, do you want to travel? The type of work you want to do. So often, sometimes people come to me and they be like, I'll take, I understand if I become in a leadership role, I got to work in the office. That's not necessarily true, right? You can be in a hybrid role, you can be in a remote role. Think about what works for you. I have leaders now that are like, no, I'm ready to go back. Work with some clients, they're like, no, Latrice, I can go in the office 4 days a week. Some even like, I can go in 5. So you have to decide what is the right thing for you in your lifestyle, right? Do you have a family you want to spend more time with? Are you just single? Are you trying to be the rich auntie and live your best life, right? Like, what is it that you want in your life? And then how can you have a career that supports that? Okay. And this is possible. And y'all, here goes a secret. A lot of the times it's just setting boundaries. A lot of the times it's making decisions and setting boundaries. That's what it is. It's making a decision and you're setting boundaries. I'm giving y'all gold here. Y'all should be in the comments like set like and setting boundaries, making decisions and setting boundaries is what it is. Okay. Then I want to tell you all this too. You control your career. I said 3 tips, but this may be my 4th tip. You have to know that you control your career and that this is possible for you, right? This is not like fantasy. We all know in 2020, people had a paradigm shift and they were like, wait a minute, what? Like everything. I have been preaching this for years and people thought I was crazy. And then people had the paradigm shift. Hey, Gwendolyn, she said she want me rich auntie and live her best life. Yes, you can do that. I love this. I love Rich Auntie, live your best life. You can do this. You have to though think about these things. How do you want to live your life? How can you have a career or business? Because I did this for my business to support this, okay? And then I wanted to tell you all these tips. Your boss does not control your career. The market does not control your career or business. Let me share this with you all. And I put the market or the economy. I've been hearing this a lot, but the market, the economy, the market, the economy. Yes, those things are real, right? That's a real thing. Companies are phasing out some remote work, not all companies, and you can negotiate things as well. I had a client, she started off 5 days a week. She negotiated hybrid. Now she goes in 3 days a week. I have someone else, they started off hybrid, negotiated remote. I think they go in like twice a month. So there it is possible to negotiate things as well, but you have to go in with the mindset of like, hey, this is possible for me. I control my career, not the economy, not the job market. And this is for my business owners too, you guys, because I am a business owner and I have to think about these things of like, okay, am I going to let the economy and the market dictate my business and how I show up and how I perform and how I serve? Or is that going to come from me and my clients? So these are things you need to think about as well. All right. If you are like Latrice, loving this, be sure to join the Leadership Legacy Group Program. I want to tell you all a little bit more about this. This is my mastermind program. It is a group of amazing women of color, ambitious women of color. This is for you if you want to land a leadership role or you are in a leadership role and you want to be more confident and authentic in the role. And if you are a business owner, you are a leader by default. People tell me, even if you are the only employee or you have one employee, you are a leader. Okay. This program is for you. What we do is we teach you that high-end leadership skills. We teach you how to build your executive presence in your career and in your business while maintaining your lifestyle, while enjoying your lifestyle, your life. You don't need to sacrifice your lifestyle, your happiness, like your family and friends to advance in your career of business. You just don't need to do that. And if 2020 hasn't have taught us anything, it showed us that you simply don't need to do it. Okay. And if you're interested, go ahead. You can type leadership in and you'll get the link to the workshop. Inside the workshop replay, you'll see a link to book a call with me as well. All right. That is all I have for you all. This has been amazing. Let me know if you all like this topic. If you have more topics that you want to try out, that you want to hear from, go ahead and put it in the comments or send me a DM. You all have a great night. Bye.